Right, I think we're good to go. Morning, guys. Welcome back once again to I Like Watches Too. This is going to be one of those. That's a bit high, isn't it? Sort of plonk myself in front of the camera and have a bit of a waffle video. Um, I'm going to do a few of these, I think. Well, I'm just going to keep filming these until you guys get really, really bored. And they're not all going to be about watches or watch related. In fact, I think today I'm going to talk about Formula One randomly. Um, yeah, I do enjoy Formula One. I'm sort of in and out of it a little bit, to be honest. I remember watching it in the 80s. Ayrton Senna and Nigel Mansell. I used to be really, really into it. Um, and then I sort of lost interest. I mean, Schumacher was so dominant, wasn't he? It got a little bit boring. I'd sort of dip my toe in every now and then. But then I got quite into it again. In particular, the Verstappen and Hamilton battles a few years ago. Just incredible racing. But then, of course, since the rule changes, it's sort of gotten a bit boring again. Let me be clear, I'm not a Hamilton fan. I was gutted for him, having said that, when he missed out on his 8th title. I was horrified, to be honest, at how that all played out. And Chris and I had so many discussions about it. And I'm really not a Hamilton fan, but I really was quite gutted for him. In fact, I'm not really a fan of any one particular team or one particular racing driver. I just love to see really competitive racing. And my brother is a massive Formula One fan. Huge Formula One fan. He loves racing. He does iRacing. He's pretty good by all accounts. He's been in some races where he's raced against professional racing drivers, and he seems to do pretty well in qualifying. He's got one of those sort of setups with the wraparound screen. He's got a loft, and it's his sort of office / game room. And he's really, really into it. He does all these sort of racing challenges and stuff. And he just loves Formula One. Loves it. And I have lost interest in it this year. I was starting to lose interest in it last year. I had a brief sort of text exchange with him last night. So, did you watch the race? It was really, really good. I couldn't believe it. Verstappen didn't win. I'm convinced he's sandbagging. I think that's really what this video is going to be about. Is Max Verstappen and the Red Bull team so afraid of FIA or Formula One or the regulatory bodies' interference over their dominance that they're happy to sacrifice a couple of wins just to try and keep people interested? Because I do think people are starting to switch it off. I tried to watch the highlights this morning, and something else happened that really bothers me, and I might even do a video on this, but I was watching the highlights on Sky Sports. 30 seconds in, mid-roll ad. Okay, I've got to wait 15 seconds 30 seconds in. You've got to watch an advert leading up to the video starting, which we all accept. I've got a channel. I have adverts at the beginning of my videos, and I do earn revenue from that. Of course I do, because, well, if I didn't, YouTube would still play adverts at the beginning. So I've gone off on one of them tangents. I'm back to watches. If I didn't put the adverts there, YouTube would, and I wouldn't earn any money from it. But what I don't do is place mid-roll ads, because it interrupts your viewing, and it really bothers me when any channel intentionally places mid-roll ads on videos over 8 minutes. I really have gone on a tangent, haven't I? I'm having a bit of a rant now about mid-roll ads. I've got this down on my list as being a different video. Mid-roll ads, it just bugs me. 30 seconds in, mid-roll ad. 2 minutes in, mid-roll ad. It's just greedy. So I even switched off the highlights, because I was just like, I'm not going to keep watching a mid-roll ad for 15, 20 seconds every 2 minutes. That is just ridiculous. So, yeah, I did comment. I never usually comment on videos like that. And I just put greedy, stop the mid-roll ads. Everyone else was commenting on the actual race. And there's me going, it's so greedy. It bothers me. But anyway, back to the Formula One. Man, I think so many people are stopping watching as regularly, maybe completely. I've stopped watching completely. I don't watch any of it now. I'm bored of it. Max and the Red Bull team are so dominant, and it does seem to me that they're so dominant that they're holding back all the time because they don't want to appear so outrageously dominant, because they know that that would really switch off the community or the viewers. And of course, if that happens, sponsorship or the sponsors won't be happy. And then, of course, they'll want to pay less money for sponsorship. And so I do believe there's conversations going on in the background about, we can't win every race. We can't look completely dominant. In the past, Max, whenever he's needed that extra half a second, he's found it. It's like it's just there on tap whenever he's needed it. But yeah, I looked at the fastest lap in that Grand Prix 2023, and it was a second faster than the fastest lap of the race that they've just done. So how is it that Max is a second slower? The fastest lap, it's a second slower. It's 0.9 of a second slower or something like that, which is massive in Formula One terms. I mean, it's just an age. Yes, I'm sure there's been rule changes, but I just fail to see how Max, with all that extra speed and advantage that he has, how he hasn't won last night. Truth be told, I haven't even watched all the highlights because I'm not going to sit there and watch an advert every 90 seconds. But I just, without even watching it, I'm almost convinced that he's sandbagged and he's, Norris is pulling away. That's what my brother was saying. Or I watched another highlights, like a 30-second highlights, and I think Norris was pulling away at some point. Really, I think Verstappen was probably happy for him to pull away on this one occasion. It reminds me a little bit, actually, of Andre Agassi and Boris Becker. I don't know if you knew this, but they both tell a really, really good story, and it's completely true by all accounts. But Boris Becker used to go home to his wife after playing Andre Agassi and say, it's like he reads my mind every time, or almost every time I serve. It's like he knows where it's going. And Andre Agassi used to study, I'm sure a lot of tennis players do, a lot of athletes do, they study their opponent. And Andre Agassi realised that Boris Becker would stick his tongue out to the left if he was serving wide, and he'd stick his tongue out just before he's about to serve down the middle if he's going down the middle or to the right. And the problem Agassi had was not letting Boris Becker know that he knew where Boris Becker was going to serve. So he would intentionally lose some points that didn't really matter. But then when it mattered, when it really, really mattered, he would use his, knowledge and what he knew about Boris Becker's serve to make sure he won the points. And yeah, for years, Boris Becker couldn't understand it. And I'm absolutely convinced that's what's going on here now in Formula One. The Red Bull team is so dominant that, they're going to give away a few wins here and there just so that there is as little interference from the powers that be, to stop their dominance, because I believe that's happened in the past when teams have just become so incredibly dominant. There's been more rule changes to try and even things up. And it's a real shame because during that last season where Max and Hamilton were really, really battling, and it was really, really close, I mean, what an incredible season. I think Formula One probably had more viewers that season than ever before. I want to call Chris, actually. See if he wants to answer the phone and talk to me about it. He probably won't want to appear on camera. Well, he won't appear on camera. He's probably not going to answer. He's not answering. I can't believe it. It would be good actually to get him on here and have a chat with him about it, because he has quite different opinions to me about it. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Do you watch Formula One? Let me know if you like Formula One, and let me know what you think of potentially Max Verstappen reining it in a little bit and perhaps giving away the odd win here or there. Because yeah, I do think stuff like that is going on, and yeah, for now I'm not watching. Boring, Right, guys. I don't even know if I need to make another video now on mid-roll ads. You know how I feel about them. Greedy, greedy, greedy!